I don't find, I'm just being myself. So I think probably it was different several.
There will always be negative voices. And sometimes those voices can appear to be outsized, and sometimes they can
be able to join you tonight in celebrating the 125th anniversary of women's suffrage in your country.
Picture this. You're about to walk up on stage to accept a humanitarian award, the kind meant for people who help others who make the world a better place. But before that, you waltz into Paris Fashion Week wearing a brand that was completely dragged to filth for a campaign featuring children and, brace yourself, bondage gear. Yes, you heard that right. Children and bondage themes. And who are we talking about here? Not some random influencer. No, no, no. This is Meghan Markle. And before you roll your eyes thinking, oh, another Meghan headline? Hold up, because what's really going on here is so much deeper than you think. This Paris appearance? Oh, honey, it reveals everything about what's happening behind the glossy curtains, something shifting, something big.
Schofield attacks Harry and Meghan over Project Healthy Minds Award,
this is the first show that
citing
I've
their
seen it
toxic
on.
fan base.
So here's the scoop. Meghan Markle rolls up to Paris Fashion Week, day 6 if you're keeping track, dressed head to toe in Balenciaga. Yes, Balenciaga.
At least he's got to say, right, we've got to keep looking forward, because the forward bit is the important bit with regard to the royal family.
We're talking a massive all-white outfit that instantly set the internet on fire. People weren't just talking, they were roasting. The comments? Brutal. Looks like bed sheets, they said, and honestly, you can't totally argue with that. It's this oversized cape moment with a button-down shirt and wide-leg trousers, designed by Pier Paolo, by the way. But here's the twist. The entire vibe was different, like not even close to the Meghan we've known. The usual smile? Gone. Replaced by this serious, almost tense look that made everyone go, wait, what's happening here? Some people thought she looked nervous, others said it gave creepy energy. It's like she's trying so hard to give mysterious, confident, I'm that girl energy, but it's landing awkwardly. Add a brand new hairstyle, a whole different aesthetic, and suddenly you can feel it. This isn't a casual fashion appearance, this is a rebrand. And of course, the questions started coming fast. Who sponsored her trip? Why was she even there? Is this Meghan breaking free from Harry? Is this her independence debut? Because this Paris moment wasn't just fashion, it was strategy. You could feel it.
When you think about it, just days after Meghan Markle launched herself back in the Parisian.
Now let's talk about why Balenciaga matters, because this is where it gets dark. Buckle up. Flashback to 2022. Balenciaga releases their holiday campaign, and the internet loses its mind. They featured kids, literal children, holding teddy bears dressed in bondage-inspired outfits. Yes, someone thought that was okay. Multiple people approved it, and they went, yep, let's release this to the world.
Mom's night out!
Exactly.
Yeah, Mom's night out in Paris. The Duchess of Sussex taking her 4-point.
And before you think, oh, maybe that was an accident, no, this wasn't leaked or misunderstood. It was their official campaign, the one they paid top photographers and stylists to create. But oh, it got worse. Another campaign with Adidas showed a handbag sitting on top of court documents about laws concerning child exploitation. Like, who in the world thought that was fine? Who looked at that and went, perfect, print it?
Paris Fashion Week, making her first Fashion Week appearance in over a decade. The Balenciaga show was clearly meant to be her grand.
Seriously, how many meetings did this pass through? How many executives nodded along before it went live? We're not talking about a small brand here. This is a global luxury fashion house. Every image goes through rounds of approval. And when this hit the internet, oh my God, the explosion was massive. Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, people erupted. Social media was in full meltdown mode. Reddit threads were dissecting every single frame. It was chaos.
Alrighty. Hello, YouTubers. Welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for being here.
People were so angry, they started destroying their own Balenciaga items, cutting up bags, burning shoes, tossing $1,000 pieces like trash. We're talking die-hard fans, people who'd saved for months to buy just one bag, saying, I'm done. Never again. It was raw, emotional, and real. People weren't just disappointed, they were sickened.
Paris Fashion Week, making her first Fashion Week appearance in over a decade. The Balenciaga show was clearly meant to be her grand re-entry into the
Some fans said they couldn't even look at their collections anymore without feeling disgusted. They wanted refunds, returns, distance, and influencers who used to flaunt Balenciaga daily, they suddenly went silent. It was one of the biggest fashion cancellations in recent memory. And unlike most internet outrage, this didn't just fade after a week.
Now let's have a look at Meghan Markle being weird and inauthentic.
Paris Fashion Week is a world built on a flawless...
People didn't move on. They were hurt, angry, demanding accountability. immediately. Balenciaga posted some half-hearted Instagram apology saying they were investigating. And everyone went, investigating? Your own campaign? Like, come on, and it wasn't just outsiders talking, oh no.
Oh, Meghan Markle parachuting into Paris Fashion Week like she's here to reclaim relevance, one beige bedsheet at a time.
Even people inside the fashion industry couldn't stay quiet. One photographer, someone who actually knows Meghan, spoke up publicly. You could see the pain in his face. He said he'd been flooded with messages asking if he'd seen what Balenciaga did. And when he finally looked, he said he was horrified. His word, horrified.
Come on now. We knew it wasn't going to be long after Meghan just broke the internet.
And not just horrified, angry, deeply angry. This is a man whose entire career depends on fashion brands. He's not an outsider trying to stir up drama, but even he couldn't stay silent. He explained exactly how these campaigns get approved, how so many adult eyes have to sign off before a single photo gets published. He said for retail campaigns especially, dozens of people approve those images before they go live. And he didn't hold back. He called it abhorrent, straight up said it. He questioned where the parents were, who protected those kids, how this even happened. His voice shook with frustration. You could tell this wasn't performative outrage. He was genuinely shaken. And then he went after Balenciaga's leadership directly, naming names all the way up to the CEO and owner. He demanded real accountability, not PR spin. He said this wasn't just a Balenciaga issue, it was an industry wake-up call. Because let's be real, an Instagram post saying, oops, we'll look into it, doesn't cut it when the images in question are that disturbing. He begged others in the fashion world to take action, to stop hiding behind silence. He literally said he didn't care if speaking up ended his career. And that's huge. Imagine risking your entire livelihood to stand up for what's right. That's integrity. Fast forward to now, just a few years after that nightmare, and guess who Balenciaga calls up? Meghan Markle. Yup, they didn't just invite her randomly. They wanted her there. They reached out to her team personally. Now ask yourself, why? Why her? Because Balenciaga knows exactly what Meghan brings. Attention. She gets headlines, clicks, conversations. Whether people adore her or can't stand her, she gets the world talking. And that's exactly what a brand needs when it's trying to crawl back from scandal. Every photo, every article about her outfit, it all shifts the narrative. And honestly, Meghan's not exactly overflowing with major career wins lately. So when a luxury house like Balenciaga calls with a shiny invite, and let's be real, probably a fat paycheck attached, she's not saying no. She needs the exposure. She needs that I'm still relevant moment. And the plot thickens because Meghan's history with designer Pier Paolo goes way back. She's worn his designs for key moments on the world stage. Translation? Those big PR moments where image is everything. She's gushed about his craftsmanship and modern elegance. So this wasn't random, this was strategic. The brand's under a new creative director now, trying to turn a page. And what better person to help rebrand than a woman with royal ties and a humanitarian halo? So, let's talk about this outfit because oh my god, the internet went off. All white everything, oversized cape, button-down shirt, wide-leg trousers. The whole look courtesy of Pier Paolo. And instantly, people started clowning it, like immediately. Bed sheets, one person wrote. Laundry day chic, another said. It screamed, I'm on my own now. Fans who followed their every move could tell. This wasn't a team appearance. It was Meghan testing the waters, seeing if she could hold her own in the global spotlight without her husband beside her. And if you think that's an exaggeration, look at her schedule. Fashion Week in Europe one week, humanitarian award ceremony the next. And guess what? Harry's name wasn't in the lineup for that either. So now, the gossip's boiling. People are whispering, is this Meghan's soft launch as a solo act? Because everything about this, her outfit, her expression, her isolation, it all points to a woman creating her own lane. She's building her brand again, this time as just Meghan. Not Duchess, not wife, not mom. Meghan. And honestly, that independence energy is loud. But now let's get to the part that had everyone's jaws on the floor. The humanitarian award situation. Yep. Just days after showing up at a Balenciaga event, she's set to accept an award for humanitarian work. You can't make this up. The timing, wild, the optics, messy. Because Balenciaga, the brand she just gave her stamp of approval to, is still synonymous with that disturbing campaign. And now Meghan's being celebrated for helping people, standing up for what's right. Girl, what? The internet couldn't ignore the irony. It's like saying you're all about protecting children, but then showing up to promote the same brand people accused of exploiting them. Whether she meant to or not, her presence there was a statement. It said, we're good now, Balenciaga's back. And that in itself is what made people angry. Because when you show up, Meghan, people take it as a message. It's validation. It's saying, if she's okay with this brand again, maybe we all should be. And that kind of endorsement has power. There are still people boycotting Balenciaga, still refusing to buy their products, still saying they crossed a moral line. But when celebrities start showing up again, especially ones with humanitarian attached to their name, it starts to erase the outrage. It starts to rewrite history. That's why Meghan's choice hit such a nerve. You can't stand on stage and talk about helping people if your recent choices say otherwise. And the rumor mill, it's churning. Some insiders whisper she was paid over $1 million for her Paris appearance. If that's true, it adds a whole new layer to this story, because it makes the question even louder. What does humanitarianism mean if the cause you stand for can be bought? She could have said no, she could have set a boundary, but she didn't. She showed up, smiled for the cameras, and gave the brand exactly what they needed: legitimacy. So when she takes that stage to accept her humanitarian award, you can bet people won't just be clapping, they'll be watching and wondering if the speech will match the actions. Because humanitarianism isn't supposed to be selective. It's not, I'll stand up for this, but not that if it benefits me. It's supposed to be consistent. But what we're seeing now is that sometimes image wins. And that brings us to the bigger picture, the fashion world's memory problem. Right now, social media is full of debates. Is Balenciaga really canceled, or has everyone quietly forgiven them? And the answer seems to be both. Because while some are still holding the line, others, especially influencers, are creeping back in, wearing Balenciaga again, posting it again, pretending like 2022 never happened. And Meghan's Paris debut, it's part of that comeback strategy. Her being there front and center helps normalize the brand again. It tells the industry, okay, it's safe now. That's how it always goes. Scandal hits, people scream, brands lay low, then time passes, a new face shows up, and everyone just moves on. That's what's happening right now. Meghan's helping the world forget. Whether she realizes it or not, she's giving Balenciaga the exact kind of attention they needed to rebuild. And while she's doing that, she's rebuilding herself too. New contacts, new opportunities, new image. Paris Fashion Week isn't just about clothes, it's a playground for connections. Deals get made there, relationships get built there, careers get launched there. And Meghan knows that. She's choosing opportunity over outrage, visibility over values, career over consistency. And honestly, that choice tells you everything. Because if you zoom out, kids at home in California, Harry missing, the humanitarian label waiting to be polished on stage, it paints a very clear picture of priorities. She's focused on her solo empire now, and the fashion world, they're happy to have her because her presence gives them credibility. It helps everyone forget. That's the unspoken exchange. Meghan gets relevance, they get redemption. Everyone wins, except maybe integrity. So here's the truth. Boiled down to one line, Meghan Markle didn't just debut a new outfit in Paris, she debuted a new version of herself, independent, strategic, calculated, and maybe, just maybe, a little bit contradictory.